Hi, I'm Len Kennedy, General Counsel at the CFPB. JMS asks why we need a new government agency for consumer protection when there are already banking regulators in place that could do the job. That's a great question, and it gets to the heart of the financial crisis, which was caused in part by massive consumer protection problems. The last decade was marked by inadequate consumer protection and irresponsible lending. Overly complicated mortgages and other credit products were allowed to flourish. This left many Americans in the dark about the real costs, risks, and consequences of the unaffordable loans that were underwritten. Even borrowers who avoided risky credit were harmed by it because home values went through the roof and then fell off a cliff. At the time, 7 different federal agencies were responsible for consumer financial protection, but consumer financial protection generally wasn't their top priority. And none of them had the full picture of what was happening across the markets. In other words, there was no accountable cop walking the beat. The result was catastrophe. Last year, the President signed into law the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, which established the new Consumer Bureau. The idea behind the CFPB is simple: increase accountability and effectiveness by consolidating consumer financial protections that are scattered across the government. For the first time ever, critical consumer financial protection activities performed by 7 different agencies will be consolidated into one agency, closing gaps in oversight. The CFPB will serve as a cop on the beat, focused on making the markets for consumer financial products and services work for American families. Thanks so much for your important question.